We're given that f of x plus 1 over x is equal to x minus 1 over x. So we want to find what f of x is. I'm going to show two different ways to do this. The first way involves just plugging in a number. So looking at this, let's say if I plug in x equals 1. So then I would have f of 1 plus 1 over 1 equals 1 minus 1 over 1. Okay, that just becomes f of 2, and that's just 0. Okay, so all of these four answer choices are f of x. So all I need to do is plug in 2 in for x and see which one of these is going to give me 0. If I plug in 2 for the first one, I have the square root of 2 squared minus 4. That's going to be square root of 4 minus 4, which is 0. Okay, this one works. Plug in 2 for c. I have 2 squared, which is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. I get square root of 2, which is not 0. So that can't be it. For b, if I plug in 2 for x, I get 2 squared, which is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. So I get square root of 8, which is not 0. And then finally, if I plug in 2 for d, I get 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. Square root of 6 is not 0. So that can't be it. So the correct answer is A. Okay, now let's do it a different way. Okay, so first, notice, let's start off with f of x plus 1 over x. That's x minus 1 over x. And here I'm going to get a common denominator of x. So that just involves multiplying the first one by x over x. So I get x squared over x minus 1 over x. I'm going to subtract them now, and it's going to be x squared over x squared. Over x, sorry. Okay, now we're going to square everything. Basically, if I have x, I can take the square root of x squared, assuming here that x is positive. So the square root and the square are going to undo each other, and you're just going to be left with x. It's the same concept here. I'm going to square everything inside, and then square root it. Okay, now I'm going to distribute the square. So it's going to go first at the x squared minus 1. And so for that, we get x to the 4th minus 2x squared plus 1. And then do the same thing for the bottom x. That's just x squared. And now I can break this up into 3 separate fractions. X to the 4th over x squared, 2x squared over x squared, and then 1 over x squared. Now a lot is going to cancel. X to the 4th over x squared is just x squared. 2x squared over x squared is 2. And that's just 1 over x squared. I can then factor this into x plus 1 over x, quantity squared, minus 4. Okay, so you may be asking, what is the point of all of this? Well, we know that this is f of x plus 1 over x. The whole idea behind this algebra is I want to get the same expression, x plus 1 over x. I started off with, it was x minus 1 over x. You see how it's not the same? It's not x plus 1 over x. So I did a bunch of algebra to get this into a form of x plus 1 over x. Because now I can make a substitution. I can let y equal x plus 1 over x. And so that's just going to be f of y equals the square root of y squared minus 4. And here you can say, okay, well, if x is y, then you get the same thing. So the actual function itself is a square root of x squared minus 4. And if I go up, back to the answer choices, you see we did say the square root of x squared minus 4 was the answer.